Hello, everyone. Today I am here with Jon Rudd to talk about dealing with teammates. So, Jon, I know you have some commentary about this one. Tell us what you think.
Thanks, Tori. Well, first of all, I think we've just got to call out the title of dealing with teammates, because I would say straight away that has a almost like a negative connotation to it, that teammates are problematic and teammates can hinder a performance. And I would suggest that in the vast majority of cases that wouldn't be the case.
Mhm.
Um, the first thing I would say is we can't avoid teammates in most sports, and particularly in sport swimming. It may be an individual sport, but we're clearly part of a team. We swim relays. We have teammates around us that are also waiting to compete. So it's a natural part of our sport that's absolutely unavoidable. I think the key thing that any athlete has to understand and recognize is you can choose who are your preferred teammates to spend time with. And there should be people that bring energy to the table and positivity to the table and help you with your confidence and your self-esteem and your personal beliefs and your abilities. And the vast majority of teammates will be those people. So absolutely engage with and embrace those people that you feel bring something to you and that you enjoy spending time with. Now, by implication, if there are one or two guys on your team that aren't of that nature, well, you may need to say hi to them, and you may need to swim a relay with them on occasions, but it doesn't mean that you have to sit down with them and spend a while talking. If you feel that they're going to detract from your performance, now you have to do it delicately because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and you have to do it respectfully. But I always say to athletes, walk away from negativity. And if you feel that what people bring to the table for you in and around you, and even though they might be wearing the same team shirt and the same team cap as you, if they're going to do something that's going to get inside your head and hinder your performance, well, you need to learn from that, and they're the people that you actually give the least amount of time to. Now, in the long term, you might actually do those guys a big favor, because if other people are doing the same thing, the penny may drop one day as to why is it that I have less people around me and less people want to spend time with me. And if they do a little bit of self-reflection and have a conversation in the mirror, they may very well realize it's their negativity that's the factor.
Mhm.
And you may help them to change their characteristics and help them to change their language and their tone and what it is that they talk about in and around training and competition. So in supposedly dealing with teammates, let's certainly find the people around you, including your coaches, including those members of your family, that bring something to you, that add something to who you are and allow you to be the best version of yourself when you actually dive into that race. And that's the key thing for me, is using your own judgment and your own common sense to work out who amongst your teammates fit that bill.
I would absolutely agree with that. And I would also add that the thing about having teammates is that it is the best practice we're going to get for having coworkers and other people that we collaborate with over the courses of the rest of our lives. We don't get to choose who is on our team. Everybody who comes to it from their own perspective and their own path in life that got them to the point that they're at. And you're meeting each other for the first time, and then you're working with each other for a few years. And eventually you might move on to the next bigger and better thing, and so will they. And the only thing we can control is what we do on a day-to-day basis and how we interact with people, whether or not we're their biggest fan. We're definitely in a very great position as athletes to get that practice. The only other place we get that kind of practice is school, where, again, you're in a classroom full of 24 other kids and none of you had the choice to be there, but now you have to figure out how to get through each day, collaborate with each other when necessary, and make sure that you're all ending up in a positive direction.
Tori, your point around the classroom is absolutely perfect. That we don't get to choose who's in the classroom with us when we're at school or at university. We don't get to choose who's in the office with us when we take on our first job. We don't get to choose our family. All of these people are given to us. But what we absolutely do get to choose is who we gravitate towards and who brings something to us that allows us to grow and allows us to be even stronger and more positive than we would have been had we not engaged with that particular person. And we'll never really walk through life in a complete solo context. Right. In the vast majority of anything that we do, we're going to need to have the skills to work with and get the most from people. But we also develop over time the ability to work out what are the characteristics in people that bring out the most successful version of ourselves. And so teammates are exactly the same as that classroom of kids or that office full of co-workers, where they're thrown at you and you didn't really have a choice as to who they were. But what you can do is you can cherry pick. You can work out which of those guys help you in what it is that your hopes and ambitions are for that moment in time and for the short and long-term future. And that's a skill that we need to develop, not just in sport, but in life generally. And if sport helps us to develop that skill for our wider existence, then that's great, because we need it to be successful both in the pool and we need it to be successful in life.
I absolutely agree. Thank you so much for your time today.